Lately, things started looking different. Glock's been moving solo, unfollowing PRE artists, skipping group appearances, not promoting the label's releases. Fans noticed at first saying, why Glock acting distant? Why he don't rep PRE like before? And then came the interviews, and that's when everything exploded. Glock didn't name names, but he made it clear he saw things that didn't sit right after Dolph's death. He said, everybody wasn't who they said they was. Some people switched sides when it got dark. That one sentence sent shockwaves through Memphis, because to the fans, that sounded like confirmation that the betrayal came from inside. Everyone started guessing. Who was Glock talking about? Some pointed fingers at artists who seemed to move on too quick, others at people who started claiming leadership of PRE the moment Dolph was gone. One thing's for sure, Glock's tone wasn't just emotional, it was angry. It was the sound of somebody who's been watching snakes eat at his brother's legacy.
We haven't really heard much from you since the tragic passing of Dolph. Is this the first time that you've done an interview since he passed? Yeah.
See, what a lot of people forget is that Paper Route Empire wasn't built like a normal label. It was Dolph's mission, his way of giving back to Memphis. He didn't trust the industry, he trusted the people he put on. But when he died, that foundation started cracking. Glock's frustration isn't just about music, it's about fake loyalty. He said in another clip, "It be your own people smiling in your face, acting like family, but they really just waiting for you to fall." And after what happened to Dolph, that line hit deep. Behind the scenes, word is that certain PRE members started drifting away, signing side deals, moving without Glock's blessing, and turning what was supposed to be a family movement into a hustle for individual fame. Glock stayed silent for a long time, but fans noticed he stopped calling certain people bro. He started rolling with a smaller crew, doing shows solo and barely mentioning the label. Even when PRE dropped tribute tracks for Dolph, Glock didn't promote them, and people started wondering why. The answer came in pieces. During a sit-down, Glock talked about energy changing after Dolph's passing. He said, "Everybody say they love you when you up, but death exposed everything." Fans took that as him finally confirming what the streets already believed, that someone in Dolph's circle either set him up or knew what was coming and didn't say a word.
You gotta be ready when you go back, bro. You go to your hometown, bro. You got the who was in class who ain't never liked you.
Let's not forget, the investigation into Dolph's death has been messy. Multiple suspects have been arrested, but the mastermind behind it has never been officially revealed. Meanwhile, rumors been flying that certain people connected to PRE had links with Memphis street figures who didn't like Dolph's success. Glock's been sitting on those truths, watching people post fake love online while knowing they weren't solid in real life. And if you listen closely, Glock's music been telling the story the whole time. In his song Proud, he said, "I'm just trying to keep my dog name alive, but these fake ones making it hard." That's not just a lyric, that's pain, that's betrayal. It's him talking about watching people profit off Dolph's name while losing the principles he stood on. The tension got worse when fans noticed Glock unfollowed Big Moochie Grape and a few other PRE members right after they dropped tracks that some people called subliminal shots. Glock never responded online, but silence says more than words sometimes. He's moving like a man who's done arguing, like he's done pretending everything's cool when it's not. To the fans, it's clear. Glock's loyalty is still with Dolph, not with the label that's been falling apart since the King of Memphis passed.
Sometimes betrayal doesn't come from your enemies. Sometimes it comes from somebody who smiled in your face. Today we're talking about Key Glock and what fans believe he's been hinting at regarding who really betrayed young Dolph. Now let's be clear from the jump. This is opinion-based commentary. We're not accusing anybody of crimes, but when you listen closely to the music, the interviews, the body language, the posts, there are messages there. And hip-hop fans? Y'all been connecting the dots. Let's talk about it. Before we even get into the betrayal talk, we gotta understand something. Young Dolph wasn't just a label boss. He was family to Key Glock. Dolph took Glock under his wing through Paper Route Empire. No industry middlemen, no fake politics, just loyalty, independence, and ownership. They built that Memphis movement brick by brick. So when Dolph was tragically killed in 2021, it didn't just shake the city. It broke Glock. You could see it. pain was real, and ever since then, Glock has moved differently. After Dolph passed, fans started noticing something. Glock's interviews got colder, his circle got tighter, his lyrics got more direct. Now again, this is opinion. But in multiple songs after 2021, Glock repeatedly mentions themes like snakes, switching sides, jealousy, fake loyalty. That's not random. That's somebody processing trauma. When somebody that close to you gets taken out, your mind starts replaying everything. Who knew what? Who was around? Who was acting funny? Street code teaches you something important. Betrayal is worse than opposition, because enemies show their colors. Snakes hide theirs. Let's be careful here. Is there any confirmed statement from Key Glock publicly naming anyone responsible for betrayal? But fans believe he has implied that someone close to the situation wasn't solid, and that doesn't necessarily mean somebody pulled a trigger. Betrayal in street culture can mean giving up information, moving sloppy, playing both sides, not warning someone about danger. And when artists start posting things like, "Everybody ain't your friend, loyalty over everything, I see it now." That ain't random, that's coded pain. Let's talk about Memphis for a second. Memphis is small, but it's big. Everybody knows everybody. And when someone like Young Dolph was moving independently, turning down major label deals, owning masters, and putting money back into the city, that creates love. But it also creates envy. And in the streets, envy is dangerous. Some fans believe Glock's message isn't just about street betrayal. It could be about business betrayal, industry envy, behind-the-scenes jealousy, people smiling publicly but plotting privately. Again, that's fan interpretation. But hip-hop has always been about reading between the lines. Here's what stands out the most to me. Key Glock doesn't do a lot of talking. He doesn't hop on every interview. He doesn't do clout-chasing podcasts. He doesn't feed into internet drama. That silence, that's discipline. When somebody has something heavy on their chest but chooses not to publicly name names, that usually means they know more than they're saying. Street code doesn't reward social media ranting. It rewards patience. And Glock's energy has felt like somebody who knows exactly what happened, but isn't playing internet detective. After Dolph passed, a lot of people wondered if Glock would fold. Instead, he leveled up, dropped projects, went on tour, carried the Paper Route Empire name. That's not accidental. That's somebody honoring a legacy. When he talks about betrayal, I don't hear revenge. I hear clarity. Sometimes when you lose somebody close, the biggest lesson isn't anger. It's awareness. You start realizing who was real and who wasn't. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. This situation goes beyond rap. It's a life lesson. If you're grinding, if you're leveling up, if you're getting money, not everybody around you is clapping for you. Some people clap while calculating, and that's the scary part. The streets don't just punish weakness, they punish loose circles. Key Glock's message, whether direct or subtle, feels like this. Tighten your circle, because sometimes the loudest threats aren't outside the gate. They're already inside. At the end of the day, I don't think there has been any public naming of a betrayer by Key Glock. But hip-hop fans aren't crazy. Energy shifts, lyrics evolve, silence speaks. And when someone moves differently after a tragedy like that, there's always a reason. Rest in peace to Young Dolph. Do you think Glock has been hinting at betrayal? Or is he just speaking generally about life and the streets? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more foolishness from these rappers with their church's chicken-eating asses.